Hello everyone, my name is Nidhi Chauhan. I'm assistant professor in Suresh Gandhi School of Pharmacy. So today's subject is your pharmaceutical organic chemistry past that comes in your second SAM, and the topic of the subject is your isomerism. So here the learning objective uh, is here we are going to learn about the isomerism, about the type of isomerism, and what will be the student outcome. The student will here going to know about the isomerism, the definition of isomerism, its type of isomerism, and structural and stereoisomerism and their types. Next is what is isomerism? So here the organic compounds having the same molecular formula but different structures are known as isomers. So here the organic compounds that is having the same molecular formula but their structures are different. They are known as isomers, and the phenomena of this is known as isomerism. Or in the other word, you can say that the organic compound having the same molecular formula but different arrangement of carbon atom in them are known as isomers. Here, the secondly, we can also say that the organic compounds that are having the same molecular formula, but in this, the two molecules or the three molecules, they are having the same molecular formula, but there is a difference in their arrangement between the carbon-carbon atoms that are known as the isomers. Now, secondly, isomers are compounds that have the same formula but different structures. So here the isomers, again, the compounds that have the same formula but different structures. Structures are the different. Three main types of isomers are constitutional isomers, conformational isomers, and the stereoisomers. So isomers are mainly of three types. They are divided into three categories. The first one is your constitutional isomers, or you can say them structural isomers. Secondly, they are the conformational isomers, and thirdly, they are the stereoisomers. So here the stereoisomers have the same connectivity at but a different spatial orientation. Means here they have the same connectivity, but their orientation means the carbon-carbon arrangement is there different in the space. So here that is why here written as that they have the same connectivity but a different spatial orientation. The stereoisomer do not differ from each other as a result of orientation around sigma bond. So here there is a rotation around sigma bonds. So they are different compounds. So here you can see isomers uh, divided into the three categories. First is your constitutional isomers, or you can say structural isomers, and here, uh, and secondly, they are the stereoisomers. Thirdly, conformation isomers. In structural isomers or the constitutional isomers, there are five types. First one is your chain isomers, and secondly, position isomers, functional isomers, metamerism, and the tautomerism. These all we will or learn in the another slides. And the secondly, stereoisomers. Stereoisomers with stereo centers, they are divided into three types: enantiomers, diastomers, and the diastomers. And secondly, without stereo centers, they are of two types: cis and trans isomers. And cis and trans isomers, they are having the double bond, the carbon-carbon double bond. These are represented by this and trans isomers. And thirdly, rotation around single bond. These are the conformational isomers. Next, connectivity. So what is the connectivity? The term connectivity means all the atom in a molecule that are connected in the same sequence. So here, all the atoms or the molecules that are attached or they are connected are in the same sequence. They should be in the same sequence. So for a molecule containing atom A, B, and C, one connectivity is ABC, while ACB is a different connectivity, have the same connectivity, but the atom have a different orientation in space. So here you can see here example is given that C is attached to the 4 molecules, that is the first atom, 4 atoms. First is your H, OH, Cl and the Br. So here the these arrow shows that the OH is attached in a plane of page. So here if you take a page, then it is attached, the OH is attached on this plane, and this Br is going into the page, and this bond coming out of the page. So it is coming out of the page. So that Br, that dotted, or you can say that the dash structure is out of us, and this wedge structure is coming out of the page, and this dash structure is going into the page, and this OH and the H are in the same plane of page. So here the same atom or group are connected to the central carbon atom. The connectivity is the same, but OH and H are orientated differently in space. So here you can see that the atom or groups are connected to the central carbon atom, and the connectivity is the same, but OH and H are oriented differently in space. To change the position H and OH, one would have to break the CH and the OH-CH C bond and connect them in a reverse order. So here it is said that the OH and the H had the same connect. They are oriented differently in the space. So here to change their position, we have to break this, and they have to connect in the reverse order. So here the two compounds differ in their connectivity, as you can see in this example given. Sorry. That ethyl alcohol CCHHHHOH. So here this is your ethyl alcohol. So here this CCOH bond is there, and in dimethyl ether this is connected, OH connected between this both carbons. So here the molecular formula of both the compound are same, but their structural orientation is different. That is why these are the isomers. Next. Here, there are two isomeric compounds with molecular formula C2H6O. Same, C2H6O is the molecular formula of this dimethyl ether and ethyl alcohol. So dimethyl ether is a gas at room temperature that does not react with sodium. So one isomer does not react with sodium, and the other isomer is a liquid at room temperature, and it does react with sodium. So this ethyl alcohol react with sodium, and this gas, that is your dimethyl ether, that does not react with sodium. So the properties of this ethyl alcohol and dimethyl ether given: the property boiling point, melting point, and the reaction with sodium. So here you can see the ethyl alcohol and the dimethyl ether both are having the same molecular formula, but their structural orientation is different. So here ethanol is having boiling point 78.5, and dimethyl ether is having minus 24.9, and here melting point is minus 117.3, and here dimethyl ether is minus 138. Or here, if the this ethyl alcohol is reacting with the sodium, then it is displacing the hydrogen. But in this case, in the case of ether, there will be no reaction. So here structural isomers. So what are structural isomers or the constitutional isomers? So the structural isomers are the compounds that have same molecular formula but different structural formula. So the structural isomers are, in the isomers they have the same molecular formula, but the difference is that they are having the different structural formula. They are oriented between the carbon. Our orientation is different in the carbon atom, in the chain, or you can say in the position of the functional group, or the functional groups are different. So these are the structural isomers. So the type of isomers are firstly the chain isomers, the position isomers, functional isomers, metamerism, and the tautomerism. The first one is your chain isomers. So the chain isomers is having the same molecular formula, but they are different in the order in which the carbon atom are bonded to each other. So here you can see that the compounds are having the same molecular formula, but they are different in the order in which the carbon atoms are bonded to each other. So here the carbon atom are bonded to each other in different order. So in the first example, we have taken here butane. So butane is having C4H10. So in case of this, the isobutane and the butane is having the same molecular formula, but you can see their structure orientation is different. The arrangement of atom is different. So it is a straight chain. It is like that, bonded. That is bonded. Now the second example is your pentane. Sorry, this 2-methyl pentane and this 2,2-dimethyl propane. So this is having the 3 isomers. So here you can see they are differ in their arrangement. First is the single chain. Second is the substituent is added, and in the third there is only 1 carbon and 3 carbon, and on the second carbon there the 2 substituent of the alkyl is attached. That is why it is named 2,2-dimethyl propane. So on the second position of the carbon, there are the 2 methyl groups are attached. And here on the second 2-methyl pentane, here you can see that in this, on the second position of the carbon, there is a methyl group is attached. But in this case, and pentane, there is no attachment on any carbon. It is a single, it is a chain compound. That is why it is written N-pentane. So here you can say that the chain isomers are the isomers that is having the same molecular formula, but their orientation, or you can say order in which the carbon atoms are attached or bonded are to each other are different. So number of possible chain isomer for alkane. So in case of alkane, how many possible number of constitutional isomers are there? So in case of butane, there are 2 isomers as we have shown there, N-butane and the isobutane. Next, in case of pentane, C5H12 is your pentane. So in case of pentane, there is the possible number of constitutional isomers is 3. Next is your C6H14. So here this is your this is your hexane, and the hexane is having the 5 possible constitutional isomers. Next is your heptane C7H16, which is having 9 possible number of constitutional isomers. Next is your octane C8H18, that is having 18 constitutional isomers. Next C9H20, that is having 35 possible number of constitutional isomers. Next is your decane, which is having 75 possible number of constitutional isomers. So these are the number of possible chain isomers for the alkane. Next is the physical constituent of hexane isomer. So in case of hexane, which is having how many isomers? It is having 5 isomers. So here they are given 5 structures, 5 molecular formula written, and the structures are different. You can see here that these are structural formulas given. There the different orientation on the carbon atom is the orientation on the carbon atom is different. So in case of this, physical constant of the hexane isomer molecular formula is C6H14, which is having the structural formula. It is a simple chain, and here the melting point is your -95, and the boiling point is your 68.7, and the refractive index is your 1.3748. Secondly, this hexane, second isomer of this hexane, you can see a branch is there. So the CH3 is acting as a branch. So here the branch is given on the second position of the carbon, and it is having the melting point -153.7, and the boiling point is 60.3, and the refractive index is 1.3714. Next is your third isomer of this hexane. So here this is having the position of the carbon atom is on the third carbon. So here the melting point is -118, and its boiling point is 63.3, and the refractive index is 1.3765. Next is your C6H14. So in this case, you can see the structure formula is that on the second and the third carbon atom, the your methyl group are attached, and it is having the melting point -1 to 8.8, and the boiling point is 58. So here the difference is the melting and the boiling point, means here difference is the physical properties, and the boiling point is 58. The refractive index is 1.3750, and in the last, which is the isomer, fifth isomer of this hexane, is having the structure and having the second carbon is having the dimethyl attached to it, and the melting point is -98, and the boiling point is your 49.7, and the refractive index is your 1.3688. Next is your positional isomer. So here it has the same molecular formula, but they are differ in the position of a functional group on the carbon chain, functional group. So here you can see that in example of this 1-chlorobutane, 2-chlorobutane. So these are the two isomer of this, and you can see the position of the this chlorine, the functional group chlorine is on the first, second, third, fourth carbon atom. So in the second structure of this 2-chlorobutene, you can see that that the chlorine position of this chlorine is on the second carbon. But these both structures, 1-chlorobutane and the 2-chlorobutane, both are having the same molecular formula, but there is a difference in that the substituent is added in first 1-chlorobutane on the first position of butane, and in this 2-chlorobutane on the second position of the chlorine. So here in the position isomer, you can see that there is a difference in the position of the functional group on the carbon chain. Next example, it is given here 1-chloro-2-nitrobenzene. So this is the example of this nitrobenzene, and in this structure you can see that the chloro is attached on the first position. That is your ortho position. And in the second case, 1-chloro-3-nitrobenzene, you can see the chloro is attached on the on the third position. 1, 2, 3 on the third position. So here you can see this nitro is attached on the second position of this nitrobenzene, and here in the this 1-chloro-3-nitrobenzene, here the nitro is attached on the third position of this third position of the benzene. So there is a difference in the position of this nitro group that is attached on this benzene ring in respect to this chloro. And the third example is given here, pentene. So here in the pentene, you can see the double bond position. So double bond is also signified as the functional group. So here you can see the double bond is present in this pentene on the first position of the carbon atom in this chain. And on the second example, 2-butene, you can see the in this pentene, the double bond is present on the second position of this in this chain. So here the difference, as you can see, the difference in the three isomers of these three compounds, there is a difference in the position of the functional group. In the first example, you can see the chloro functional group that is on the both the isomers. There is a difference in the position of this chloro. In secondly, in the position of this nitro. Thirdly, the position of the this double bond, which is acting as a functional group in the carbon chain. So position, as the name signifies, that the position of the functional group is different, and all the molecules are having the same molecular formula. Now the third is your functional isomers. So the functional isomers, it has the same molecular formula but different functional group. So here the functional group is different, in that the position of functional group is different, and here the functional group is different. So here you can see the first example, that is ethyl alcohol and your dimethyl ether. Here you can see the first functional group that is used in ethyl alcohol is OH, that is your alcohol. And in case of this dimethyl ether, this is your the O, that is your ether. So that O position of this O is, you can see that it is between this both the carbon. So here the functional group here in both the structures are different, but they are having the same molecular formula. Now second example of this is your acetic acid. So in your acetic acid and methyl formate, you can see here that the acid carbonyl group, you can see, and in this methyl formate, you can see the O group that is attached, the position of the C double bond O and O. There, so that here the difference is here functional group in both the cases. Now in the third example, you can see here, this is your cyclohexane, and secondly, this is your one hexene. So cyclohexane is in cyclic structure and it is in the double bond structure. Next, the functional isomers are the isomers that are having the same molecular formula, but their functional groups are different. So next is your metamerism. So metamerism, in your metamerism, this type of isomer is due to the unequal distribution of carbon atom on either side of the function group. Member belongs in the same homologue series. So these are the member of the same function group, but there is a difference is that there is an unequal distribution of this carbon atom on both the side or either side, on both the side of this functional group. So in the first example, you can see this is methyl propyl ether. So here in this ether, you can see the oxygen is attached here on the first position, but in this case, it is attached on the second position. So there is an unequal distribution here. In the oxygen left side, there is a one molecule of this CH3 alkyl group, and on this right side, you can see there are the three carbon atoms are present. But in the second case, you can see in the diethyl ether oxygen, there is an equal distribution of this carbon. So here, two carbon atoms are on the either side of this oxygen. So as the name metamerism, this is a type of isomerism which is having unequal distribution of carbon atom on either side of the functional groups. So next is your tautomerism. This is a special type of functional isomerism. Here also the difference is the functional group in which the isomers are dynamic equilibrium with each other. So here you can see the first one, it is the keto form. So in the keto form, you can see here that the ketone groups are attached on it. You can see CH3CO, that is your keto form. Okay, so here in the second enol form, here this keto is converted to the alcohol. So in all means En means the double bond present on the second carbon atom. You can see here en, and all means your OH group is attached. Alcohol alcohol in IUPAC signifies this alcohol as a ol. So here this is your enol form and this is your keto group is present. And this tautomerism, in this the isomers are in dynamic equilibrium to each other. With each other they are in a dynamic equilibrium. Next, tautomers. Tautomers are isomers of a compound which differ only in position of proton and electron. So here in this the compounds are differ in the position of your proton as well and in your electron. So here the carbon skeleton of the compound is unchanged. So here the skeleton of the compound in which carbon is present is unchanged. So a reaction which involves simple proton transfer in an electromolecular function is called tautomerism. So here you can see there is a transfer of the proton. Proton is occurring in the intermolecular fashion. So here in that keto form, there is a keto group is attached, and in the enol you can see the H is present. So here there is a transfer of this proton. So this involves the tautomerism. Sometimes the term tautomerism is also called as desmotropism. Desmotropism means in Greek word desmos means bond and the tropos means turn. Since the interconversion of the two forms involves a change of bond or dynamic isomerism, as the two forms are in dynamic equilibrium with each other. So this tautomerism is also known as this desmotropism, and here there is a conversion. It is an interconversion of the two forms is there that involves there is a change of bond or a dynamic isomerism as the two forms are in dynamic, because the two forms are in dynamic equilibrium with each other. So the other name for tautomerism, the other name that we use for this for tautomerism is your cryptomerism, allotropism, or merotropy. So here, however, tautomerism is the most widely accepted term, but we use generally we use this tautomerism term, and there are several type of tautomerism, of which ketoenol tautomerism is the most important. There exists a number of tautomerism form, but this ketoenol tautomerism is most important. In this time, one form exists as a ketone. In the last structure, we have reaction. We have shown that the keto form is contains the ketone, while the other exists as an enol. The two simplest example are of acetone and phenol. In this, that examples are for the two simplest example here they have taken is the acetone and the phenol. The conversion of keto form into the enol form is known as enolization. So here this conversion from the keto form to the enol form is known as enolization. Next, here you can see this is the example of your acetone, which is your keto form, and here is a dynamic equilibrium between this keto and the enol form, and this is your acetone. Next example is your phenol. So here it is already told that the ketotomerism is generally shown mostly shown in this acetone and your phenol. So here this keto form is 99.9% and this enol form is 0.1%. Less than this keto form is less than 99.9% and this enol is 0.1%. So here you have take second example is your phenol, that is keto form, and this keto form is more than 0.1%. Enol is your less than 99.9%. The most widely studied example of ketoenol tautomerism is that acetoacetic ester. Here we have taken the example of acetoacetic ester, which is in your keto form, and here it is converting to this enol form. Here it is 92.3% present, and in all there is 7.7%. And here there is a dynamic equilibrium between this keto form and this enol form. Here you can see the keto C double bond O. This is converting C double bond O and CH2. From this CH2, the proton is abstracted from here and get attached to this O position, because the O proton is having the positive charge when it is removing from here, and this O is having the negative charge. So the positive will attack to the negative charge, and there is a forming of bond, that is your OH, and this bond will shift from here, and C will contain the positive charge, and here the CH will contain the negative charge, and there will be a negative positive bond. So here this bond ene is formed between the both of this carbon, and the all is formed on this carbon. Keto is converted to this alcohol form. So keto form is 92.3% and this enol form is your 7.7%. Next is your why the keto form is more stable than enol form, because the keto is having 99.9%, enol is having 0.1%. In most keto tautomerism, the equilibrium lies by towards the keto form. In most keto enol tautomerism, the equilibrium lies by far towards the keto form, indicating that the keto form is usually much more stable than the enol form, which can be attributed to the fact that a carbon-oxygen double bond is significantly stronger than a carbon-carbon double bond. So here, why this keto form is more stable than enol? Because there is a carbon-oxygen bond, C double bond O bond is much more stronger than this C double bond. That is why keto form is more stable than enol. And next are tautomers, stereomers. They signify that these tautomers are stereomers or not. So no, these are not stereoisomers, but they are the structural isomers, or you can say they are constitutional isomers. And this in the tautomerins, there are two molecules with the same molecular formula but different connectivity. Their connectivity is different. Constitutional isomers, in other words, which are interconverted in a rapid equilibrium the most common tautomeric relationship in organic chemistry is your keto-enol form. So here the most common tautomeric relationship in which is shown in organic chemistry always is your keto-enol pair, and these tautomers are having the same molecular formula. The two molecules are having the same molecular formula, but their connectivity between them is different, or there is a conversion, there is an interconversion in a rapid equilibrium. There is a dynamic equilibrium between the keto and the enol forms. Next is your difference of tautomerism from resonance. So what are the differences between this tautomerism and from this resonance? So here tautomerism involves a change in the position of atom, generally hydrogen, while resonance involves a change in the position of the unshared or pi electron. So in case of resonance, you can see there is a change in the position of unshared electrons. The electron that the double bond is carrying, there is a change in them, in the pi electrons, unshared pi electrons. So in case of tautomerism, there is a change in the generally in the position of the atom. The hydrogen which is present in the keto form is on the carbon CH2. After that, this hydrogen is abstracted from here, and the position of this hydrogen is changed to this oxygen. So there is a position change in the position of atom, while in resonance there is a change in the position of this unshared, or you can say the pi electrons. Next is the tautomers are definite compounds and may be separated and isolated. So in case of this, the tautomerism are definite compounds and may be separated and isolated. They can be separated and they can be isolated. Resonating structures are only imaginary and can't be isolated. So they can't be isolated, and they can't be isolated, and the tautomerism can be separated and can be isolated, but the resonance can't be isolated, and they are just imaginary. Okay, now the third point is the two tautomeric forms have different structures. So here the two tautomeric forms, they are having the different structures, and the various resonating structures have the same functional group. So in this form, you can in this tautomeric form, you can see that both the structures in keto and then all the functional groups are different. But in case of your resonating structure, they have the same functional group. So fourth point is your tautomers are in dynamic equilibrium with each other, while the resonating structures are not in dynamic equilibrium. So in tautomers, as I've earlier told you, that there is a dynamic equilibrium between the two forms, that is keto and the enol. But in the resonating structures, they are not having any dynamic equilibrium. So in the tautomeric, there is no effect on bond length. So here there is a tautomeric, there is no effect. They do not affect the bond length, but in case of resonance, they affect the bond length. Next is your tautomerism does not lower the energy of the molecule, hence does not play any role in stabilizing the molecule. So here this tautomerism is not lowering the energy of the molecule, but they does not play any role in stabilizing, but they are not playing any role in the stabilizing of the molecule. But in case of resonance, they are decreasing the energy. The energy is decreasing and they are increasing the stability of the molecule. So here the stability of the molecule is increasing while the energy is decreasing. But in case of tautomerism, there is no role in the energy. There is no loss of energy, no gain in energy, and there is no role in stabilizing. If there is no role in the energy process also, then there is no role in the stabilizing also, stabilizing the molecule. Next, the tautomerins can occur in planar as well as non-planar molecules. Here, the tautomerism occur in the planar as well as non-planar molecule, while resonating occur only in planar molecule. So the tautomerism occur both in planar and the non-planar molecule, but in resonance they occur only in the planar molecule. Next is your tautomerism is indicated by this equilibrium arrow, and this resonance is shown by this arrow from both the sides. Next is your geometrical isomerism. So what is your geometrical isomers come in the stereoisomerism, which we will also learn in the further slides. The carbon bond of the carbon double bond are sp2 hybridized. We already know that the carbon is having the sp2 hybridized, this double bond, the carbon containing the double bond is sp2 hybridized, and the carbon carbon double bond consists of pi bond and the sigma bond. The double bond that the carbon that carrying the double bond is having both sigma as well as your pi bond. The presence of pi bond locks the molecule in one position, therefore rotation around the C bond is not possible. So here the pi bond between the carbon atom, this pi bond, if we rotate it, then it will break. So here the rotation between this double bond is not possible because the pi bonds already locked the molecule in one position only. So the restriction of rotation around the carbon-carbon double bond is responsible for geometric isomerism. So here there is a restriction in this carbon-carbon double bond. That is why it is responsible for this geometric isomerism. And the cis isomers is one of the cis isomers is they are also known as cis and trans isomers. And the cis isomers is one in which two similar groups are on the same side of the double bond. So here you can see the cis. In case of cis, the example is given this 1,2-dichloroethene. The chloro are on the same side of the molecule, and this hydrogen are on the other side of the molecule. So these are the cis isomers. And the trans, in case of trans, there is the groups that are attached to this carbon atom are on the opposite side of the double bond. As you can see in this trans, the chloro are on the opposite side of this carbon. So here, this is your trans. As you can see, this hydrogen are also on the opposite side. And but in case of this cis, they are on the same side. This chlorine are on the same side, and this hydrogen are on the same side. So cis isomers is one in which the two dissimilar groups are on the same side of the double bond, and the trans is one in which two similar groups are on the opposite side of the double bond. So overall, a relative stability of alkene, trans and cis isomers are chiral and a chiral molecule. So here, what are the chiral and what are the achiral molecules? A molecule or the object is said to be chiral or dicentric, discentric if it is not superimposable on its image, and the property of non-superimposability is called chirality. Means here the chiral compounds are those chiral molecule is said to be chiral to those molecules in which they are not superimposable on their mirror image, and they have the property of this non-superimposability. So in this on the other hand, the molecule which is superimposable on its mirror image is called achiral, or you can say the non-discentric, dissymmetric, or your unsymmetrical. And the chiral carbon atom, that is your chiral center or the stereocenter, the carbon atom bonded to 4 different atoms or group is called an asymmetric, or you can say a chiral atom. A chiral atom is indicated by this asterisk sign. So here you have seen the example here given that this carbon is attached to this D, T, Br and H. So all the 4 groups that are attached to atom or your groups that are attached to this carbon are different. So that is why this carbon is your chiral carbon, and this carbon is not superimposable, non-superimposable on its mirror image. And here there is an example of this again. Asterisk sign is given. So here it's shown that written that isotopes of a particular atom behave as different group in stereoisomer. So here you can see this Cl are the isotope because it is having the 35 molecular weight and it is having the 37. So here both are different. So this carbon is also a chiral carbon and has having the H and the D on the other hand. Next, this carbon, third example, it's given the with the asterisk side, this carbon. Here the positive, that positive show here the carbon. So here you can see there the C is attached to one side, OH is attached to the other, then H, then CH3. So this carbon is your chiral atom. So if a molecule contains only one chiral center or atom, then the molecule has to be optical active. So if the molecule is having the one chiral center, then it should be optically active, not non-superimposable on its mirror image. And it will contain any element of symmetry. There should be an element of symmetry. Molecule containing two or more chiral center may or may not be chiral optical active. Means here, if the molecule is having the more than two chiral center, then they may not be chiral, or you can say the optical active. It is necessary to distinguish chiral and chiral center. The word chiral is used for molecule as a whole, which is optically active, whereas chiral center is for an atom which is attached to form different atom or group. Next is what is chirality. Same. The property of non-superimposability of an object on its mirror image is called chirality, and such molecule has no symmetry element of the second kind. If the molecule is superimposable on its mirror image, then it is your achiral. Next is your element of symmetry. What is your element of symmetry? It is of two types, and the first is your plane of symmetry. In this, if a molecule possesses a plane of symmetry, if the atom or group of one side of the plane form a mirror image of those on the other side, in other words, a plane which bisects a molecular object in two equal half. So here you can see that the molecule, that this plane of symmetry is written here, it is dividing this into the bisecting into the two equal halves. You can see a line is dividing this into two halves. So in this case, here C11C and the CH3 group are attached. They are the mirror images of one carbon to the other carbon. Here C is connected to the CH3, then H, then C is attached to the CH3 and H. And there is a plane of symmetry. If we cut it from here, from the middle of this bond, then there is a mirror image of this one carbon and to the second carbon. So this is your plane of symmetry. Next is your center of symmetry. What is your center of symmetry? So in the center of symmetry in a molecule said to be exist if a line is drawn from any atom or group to its point and then extended to an equal distance beyond this point meet the identical atom or group. So here you can see that this COH and COH, they both CH3 and CH3, they are on the equal distance from this center of this carbon. So here you can see a center of symmetry is usually present only in an even membered ring. So it is only present in the even membered ring. So here you have taken the example of this mesotartric acid. And if and the center mesotartric acid, there is shown the plane of symmetry. So if we are dividing this from this line plane of symmetry, you can see that the upper carbon is the mirror image of the lower carbon. And so for any compound to be optically active, it must not possess an element of symmetry. Although in mesotartric acid, there are two chiral center, yet the molecule is optically inactive because it contains a plane of symmetry. So in case of mesotartric, there is a plane of symmetry. Next, enantiomers and diastomers. So, but enantiomers are non-superimposable, and the diastomers are your not enantiomers, they are superimposable. So the molecules that contain one chiral center, they are the enantiomers, and the diastomers, they have bit more than one chiral center. So enantiomers, when there is a presence of symmetric environment, identical chemical and physical properties, except that they do not rotate the plane of polarized light into two halves, but in the opposite directions. And in case of diastomers, there is a different physical and chemical properties, and they are not mirror images of each other. Next, a mixture of equal part of an optically active isomers and its enantiomer is termed as racemic, and there is a net of rotation of plane polarized light of 0. And in case of racemic mixture is not possible. In case of diastomer, there is no racemic mixture is not possible. But in enantiomers, when this racemic mixture rotate the plane of polarized light, because in the opposite direction, if they are moving in the opposite direction, then there will be a zero of because they will both nullify the both the directions. means one compound is moving in the clockwise and the other is moving in the anti-clockwise. That means there is a zero rotation. Net rotation of plane polarizers zero. Next, these are the example of this diisomers and the enantiomers. Next, what are the meso compounds? So here, meso compounds are the compounds that are optically inactive and they are superimposable on its mirror image, but there is a presence of your chiral carbon atom. If the molecule has two or more chiral center, they are chirals, and the exceptions are meso molecules, which are not chirals. And here you can see there should be a plane of symmetry, and in a person is meso but not chiral, even though they have a chiral elements. And there is a plane of symmetry. If we divide from middle of us, then there is a they have the same mirror images. One side is over same mirror images because we are having the one hand on one side, on the other hand on other side. And you can see here this molecule is meso but not chiral, and it has two chiral center and a plane of symmetry. Next is your stereoisomers in organic compound. So here the first is the stereoisomers have same structural formula, same connectivity order between atoms. And here cis and trans isomers, which I have told you in the earlier slides, that there is a double bond between the carbon-carbon atom, and there's a two forms cis and trans, and the cis are both on which the same atoms or the groups are attached on the same side, and on the different side, if they are on the opposite side, they are the trans. Next, they have geometry isomers shows different physical and chemical properties, and the dipole moments of cis trans isomers are greater than the trans isomers, and the cis have the more solubility in polar solvent, but the trans are more stable than this cis isomers. So here the example is shown in nitrogen compound. As you can see here, nitrogen compound, they are having this electron. So here you can see if the four structures are different, and this can be shown by the syn and anti. So the syn are having the same side, H and OH group. If the H and OH group are on the same side, then they are the syn, and if they are on the different position, opposite position, then they are the anti, which means they are the trans, and the syn means they are the cis. Next is your E and Z notation. So E and Z is given by the scientist. Rules are given by this scientist, and they are depend on this where E means antigen, where the German word for anginen means your opposite, and the Z means as zusammen, which means together. So here first we have to determine the highest priority on the double bond side and the opposite side. Then after that, if the higher priority groups are on the opposite side, then it will be our E, and if on the same side, then there is a Z, which we will discuss in the example. So in this priority sequences rules are given by this scientist. This can involve prolonged sequence rule. This is known as this, and the rule number first is that if the atomic number having the high atomic number are on the same side, then they are the Z, and if are on the opposite side, then they are the E. Second rule says that if the molecule is the isotopes of the same elements are present, the higher priority is given to the isotope with higher atomic mass. So here you can see that HT is the hydrogen which are having on the opposite side. This HH are on the same side, they are the Z, and if they are on the opposite side, then it's the E. Next is the third rule. If the relative priority of two groups cannot be decided by the rule number first, that is the atomic number, then it should be decided by this. The X here show the alkyl groups. But that if there is an addition of the alkyl groups in this carbon atom in this, then there is a Z. In your Z, you can see there is a carbon chain that the same higher carbon chains are on the upper side, then it is your Z, and the E you can see it is on the opposite side, then it is your E isomer. Next is your fourth. If treat double and triple bond as if we each were a bond to separate a bond, atom participating in double and triple bond are considered to be bond. Here you can see the triple bond considered as the C, which is connected to the 3 carbon atom, and the double bond is considered as the carbon which is attached to 2 carbon atom. So here you can see in the Z, the CH3 and the C triple bond C have the higher priority. So they are on the same side. That is why it is having the Z isomer. And in case of E isomer, you can see that the are on the different opposite position. That is why it is the E isomer. Next, D and L system. D means dextro and L means levo. Here, they rotate the specific rotation of chiral compound conversion to distinguish between enantiomers of chiral monosaccharide and chiral alpha amino acid based on the molecule drawn as a Fischer projection in a specific orientation. The L and D form of the sugar depend on the orientation of the H and OH group around the carbon-carbon adjacent to the terminal primary alcohol group. So D and L notation is based on glyceraldehyde. So here we have taken the example. This is the example of glycerol, glyceraldehyde, or your glucose. So here you can see this is given the L form. This is the D form, because here the rotation starts from OH to H. So here this is your L, and D, here OH to D, that is your H. Left side. So here it is written that if the OH is on the right side, then sugar is the D isomer. Right side, OH is on the right side, and if it is on the left side, then it is the your L isomer. Now the questions. First question is you choose the incorrect option regarding the isomers. First option is they differ in physical property, both physical and chemical. They have different molecular formula. They are the two type of isomers, structural and stereo, geometric and optical. So option is B. They have different molecular formula. Next, isomers that arises out of the difference in spatial arrangement of atom or groups around about the doubly bonded carbon atoms are called structural isomers, stereoisomers, geometrical isomers, optical isomers. So answer is your structural isomer. Difference is spatial arrangement of atom group around the stereoisomer. That is called your. Next question, isomer with similar groups on the same side are called as trans. That is true or false? That is true. Sorry, false. Same side. Okay, same side means cis isomers, and on the opposite side, that is your trans. Next, which among the following define mesoform of isomers? That is, the mesoform is optically inactive due to the external composition. The molecules of the meso isomers are chiral. It can be separated into optically active enantiomeric pairs. It is a single bond compound. That is your D. Which among the following does not exhibit symmetric isomers? That is 1-hexane, 2-hexane, 3-hexane, or your 4-hexane. So the answer is 1-hexane. Next question is the molecular formula C5H12 contain how many isomeric alkanes? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer is 3. Now identify the chiral molecule among the following. So here the chiral molecule is your isobutyryl alcohol. Next question, which among the following correctly define diastereomers? So here the diastereomers they differ in all physical properties. And which of the following compound which exhibit cis trans isomers? They are the 2-butene. So the last question is the isomers which can be interconverted through rotation around the single bonds are conformational isomers. So these are the references from where you can also read, or you can learn from their topic. And thank you so much. In the next topic, we will discuss the next